What's going on, everybody? My name is Salty Table, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches series, episode 33. Today, we are doing the Cayo Perico Heist, and we are stealing the diamond. This video is about 15 minutes long, and I tried to reduce it down as short as I could, but we're going to move quite fast through this setups and the actual heist. So, when you start with the heist, you're actually going to have to pay $25,000, which is nothing compared to what we'll be making. And when you actually spawn in, you can actually go to your services, go to the Kasatka, and then spawn in your dinghy. And that can actually be an easy way to take you inland if you don't have the Sparrow to fly you in. And when you're actually stealing the airplane to get to Cayo Perico to steal intel, you can actually get into the military base unwanted. Just a cool fact if you didn't know, because this is an easy way to get to the actual plane if you're far distance from it like I am. Just the tricky part is landing, and I tried to hit as many enemies as I could when I landed, and I just barely missed the plane. So maybe my strategy is not really the safest way to do it, but it works for me. And if you guys ever encounter this where a player's just following you, one evasive maneuver I actually tried that worked is trying to fly low. I flew through some windmills, and since griefers tend to be dumb players, he just kind of died hitting a windmill, and I was able to escape freely. So be careful if you're flying around. Griefers are still a danger to lobbies. But anyways, once you get to Cayo Perico, I'd actually suggest taking a motorcycle over the jeeps, because the motorcycle goes uphill much easier than the actual jeeps. They kind of carry their speed a little bit better. Not up this mountain like right here. I kind of hit it at a bad angle. But if you go just to the left part of this little wall right here, you can actually just jump it pretty easily. Don't tell Rockstar. They'll probably patch it and then make it a fine of $50,000 if you do it. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, once you get inside and then make your way up to the cell tower, climb the ladder, do the hacking, and then get the cameras, I found the pink diamond. So one thing that I think that a lot of people should know when doing preps or before starting them is if you go to the vehicles down here, and you can actually buy this rail for $1.8 million. And if you plan to be doing the heist rapidly like I do, this is going to be a huge asset to you, because every time you want to go somewhere, you usually have to boat inland, like right here, because the sub's always docked offshore. So usually if there's not a road to get to, or you can't spawn your personal vehicle near you, the Sparrow is definitely the way to go. Also, something you guys may not know is that you can actually fast travel in the sub, because I know driving the sub kind of took away the spotlight of being able to fast travel, in my opinion. But if you like to drive the sub, you can definitely drive it. But for the small fee of $2,000, or I think it's $10,000, but it's $10,000 for people who haven't completed the heist and $2,000 for people who have. But anyways, I got in here. I got this intel right here. I located the jammer. It was in the torpedo tubes. We've done this Kasatka setup before, so you guys know how it's done. It's pretty simple. After you've taken the laptop back to your submarine, I'm then going to start the next one, the plasma cutters. That's what we're going to be using to get through the glass to actually steal the diamond. This is basically just a nicer version of the cutting torch, and as you can see, I have to go pretty far across the map. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use that fast travel ability for my submarine, and then I'm just going to get down to the map really fast. And here's the advantage of using the Sparrow. You can actually just head to the back of your submarine and then hop in the helicopter, and then you'll get this cool cutscene of the giant doors at the top of your submarine opening up, and then you'll be airlifted kind of right out of the sub, and then you'll spawn right in the air. And look how far offshore we are. Just take a look at that. We would have to boat that, or God forbid, swim. That's just horrible. So having this Sparrow is going to reduce the time it takes to do these preps down significantly. I actually timed it, and it took me like 30 minutes to do all these preps, because it's just so easy to do. This first prep was pretty easy. All you had to do is take a picture of this board, of these kind of plans, and then head up to Rockford Hills. Well, this was just the setup I got. Your location could be different, and I had to take out these gang members right up here. Thankfully, I have my auto-aim assisted full. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I mean, it's going to help you a lot if you're new to GTA Online. or if you're just new to the Cayo Perico heist, full assistant aim is going to be easy because you can just kill a lot of enemies pretty rapidly. Now, if the bag is under the van, that's okay. You can kind of go up against the van and you can pick up the bag. Unless the van's probably directly over it, then you have to. But anyways, bring that back to your sub and we're going to start the next one of the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner is also pretty similar to the previous one. All we have to do is get in our helicopter, fly over into the city, and then you have to get into this building stealthily. And if there are cameras blocking it, you can head around to the side, and then there's this little electric box right here. And if you just hit right on the D-pad on Xbox, your character can jam. It's like the cameras so that they're turned off and you can get into the building stealthily. However, I screwed it up and jumped in front of a guard and ended up alerting them. And then once you kill off the guards like I did, all you have to do is do the hack for the computer. I got a pretty simple hack. I'm not sure if they're randomized, but anyways, after you hack them, you have to sneak into this underground base, steal this card, and deliver it to your sub, just like the previous one. And then after you do that, all you have to do is the cutting torch. And this is the last equipment. In my opinion, it's probably the easiest one because you just have to go to kind of a construction site, search through these little boxes until you find it and bring it back to your sub. And last but not least is weapons, and I chose the military rifles as mine. And of course I'm buying suppressors because they're only $5,000. That's nothing, and I think doing this high stealthy is probably a lot easier than doing it aggressive, especially since I'm doing it kind of pretty soon after I just did it. But anyways, for my weapons, if you guys are interested, I had to go to this office tower. And once I got inside, I had to take out these enemies. They're pretty simple to take out. You got pretty decent cover. Hack into this vault, and then you have your weapons. Now we're pretty ready to start the secondary targets. I believe that's what we're doing next. I actually finished all the equipment preps, and one thing that I forgot to do was do secondary targets. I was kind of caught up in the hype of just getting this done as fast as possible. I forgot secondary targets. So I actually had to head back to the island, and I swear, I'm not sure if it's the pink diamond or something, but I had horrible RNG. All I could get was cash and weed. It was terrible. If you see here, here are the clips of me just going to all these stations, and I'm just taking pictures of all these. I wasted probably half an hour to 45 minutes until I found one coke stash, and it was behind a door that I can't even open without a friend. Oh my gosh, it was just such bad luck. I did eventually find one little coke stash that was accessible, but that was the only one I could use. And as a good measure, guys, don't forget to get snacks, and of course get rebreathers and armor from ammunition. We're ready to start the heist. So here we are going in with the submarine. Nothing too special. I think probably using the airplane and skydiving into the drain might be a little bit faster, but we're talking about maybe 15 seconds. But once you swim up through the house, all you're going to do is ditch right, actually. The game's going to spawn you going to the left out of the door, but I actually prefer to go to the right because we're going to be going directly to the vault instead of going kind of around the buildings. So all you have to do is watch out for those guards on the right. Don't go too far to the right, and there's going to be this juggernaut walking around on the left. So just kind of stay in between those two lines of sight. You should be just fine. So when you head up through this courtyard, just go up these stairs and then go up the left set of stairs, and don't worry about the guards' armor. I didn't do any preps to weaken their armor nor their guns. I simply just did those minimal preps I showed you in these videos, because if you sneak up behind the guards, you can get really easy headshots, which is pretty important, honestly. Of course, you can even grab some extra ammo so that you're more prepared, because I will be doing I do plan on getting caught. I always plan on getting caught. I'm awful at stealth, but I do know how to do the Cayo Perico heist. Here's another guy right here. Headshot. Super easy when you're doing it stealthy. I'm telling you guys, this is probably the easiest way to go. If you're going to be doing the heist solo, I'd suggest doing it stealthy. Here, we're heading up to Rubio's office. Last guard right here. It's hard to duck. It's hard to hug this wall, so I suggest just kind of trying to hide your character and pan your camera around the walls to see the guards so you don't have to expose your character. Then, of course, you guys know this process right here. Head into his office, steal that sweet key card, get that extra safe money. I actually got pretty lucky with my safe. I think I did. I got $94,000, which is really good in my opinion. I think that's good. I'm not sure what you guys think about it, but anyways, we got down to the vault. We used our not the plasma. Well, we used the plasma cutters on the actual pink diamond, and it's pretty simple to use. Just don't overheat it. It's very similar to the thermal drill we use in the casino heist. It's literally the exact same thing. It just actually takes a little bit longer, I think it does, to do this than to get through the diamond casino vault. But once you get the diamond, you're pretty well set. Check that out. $1.3 million just secured, just like that. I could leave the island with $1.3 million right now and probably get $1.1 million, which would be staggering. That would be awesome. Now, coming out of the actual compound is a little bit more complicated than actually getting up to El Rubio's office room place where we get to the vault. When you come down here, you actually want to make a right, head straight down this path, and then jump this little barrier right here into this courtyard. Make sure you're watching the Juggernaut. His rotation does go through here. Head up these stairs right here, and we're going to deal with these 3 guards right here. Well, mainly just the ones on our left are going to be the main danger. So we're going to take out this guard on the left right here first. Make sure you get a headshot, and then we're going to deal with this guard right here. And now the door is clear for exit. That guard at the very top shouldn't be too much of a concern to you. And once you get out, you don't even have to worry about the gate guard anymore. He's completely despawned. I don't know why he does, but he just does. And I killed this guard right here. If you guys have managed to stay stealthy like me, this is the process I'm doing. Of course, you guys can do your own. I'm not sure what kind of gaming style you prefer, but I prefer to be very careful and just very precise with my shots. With these guards over by the gate, I actually missed a shot right there. You saw that? And the guard kind of ducked his head, but he didn't fire back. I think that's the key right there, is if they don't fire back at you, you won't get detected. Now, I got a little unlucky here. A vehicle actually spawned and was coming down the road after I had already killed those 2 guards. And this almost spotted me, but thankfully, if you encounter a car, you can actually get a lock on and kill them. And once I got through those guards, getting over this camera was pretty easy. You can actually parkour onto this building, and then I waited for that camera to turn and making sure that vehicle's still going away, and I jumped off, and then I just hauled it as fast as I could. Now, I didn't remain stealthy forever. I only made it to the fields until I actually tried to kill this guy right here, and since I lost visual of him right before I shot him, I ended up going aggressive, using my snacks and armor to keep myself alive, which was definitely not the easiest way to do this heist by any means. However, I really did want that extra money. And actually stealing and fighting off these guards, killing them, getting these headshots, it actually really did pay off in the end. I got probably an extra 400k, and that's huge. So I was able to get into this locked area where I knew the last stash of coke was. And I was able to get also some money right behind it, and then I actually escaped to the hangar. And then there I got a little bit more money, and I swam away to my submarine. I hope this wasn't too fast for you guys, but I really didn't want to, jam useless information. I tried to get the bare minimum amount and get the most value out of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. My grand total for this heist was 1.5 million, which is huge, but I also did buy the helicopter, which was 1.8. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode 33 of my Rags to Riches series. If you enjoyed, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. You guys are what keeps my channel alive, and take it easy, guys.